this video has made me realize how many exciting books I have on my bookshelves that I don't pick up. I don't know why I purposely avoid picking up amazing books. It's mind-blowing to me. Hi everyone, my name is Holly, and in today's video I am going to be doing the predicting 5-star reads video, which is kind of a trend that's been going around BookTube for a little while that I haven't done yet, but I have been wanting to do for such a long time, and I'm doing it now. So what this means is that you have to take a look at your bookshelves and choose books that you think are going to be amazing, that they're going to be flawless, possibly favorite reads, and will inevitably give 5 out of 5 stars to. I thought this was a really cool idea, so I decided to attempt my own list, which is really hard actually because you kind of want every book you read to be 5 stars, but only in a perfect world. So I have chosen 5 books because, you know, 5 books, 5 stars. I thought it was only fitting. So the first one I picked was An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. This is a series that I feel like I need to be emotionally ready for. It's very well loved. I've heard nothing but amazing things about it. This is supposedly like a brutal world inspired by ancient Rome with like a gladiator's school of death, which sounds freaking amazing. It follows a young orphan girl who is trying to save her brother and a soldier fighting for his freedom, and they both live in this iron-fisted rule of the Martial Empire. This book just sounds like it has every single element that I absolutely love kind of just wrapped up into one book like a present, and it also has a really hated villain, and you guys know how much I love my villains. Dark villains raise my love signals. It has alternating point of views, which are my favorites because I just love learning about the thoughts of different characters when they're put into the same situation. It kind of adds a nice flavor to a story. It's like the garlic to your hamburger. It just makes it that much better. The third book comes out later this year, and I believe this is going to be a quartet, so I really want to pick it up soon. It should be a blast, and I expect it to be 5 stars for me. So the next book I have here is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, and I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, oh, really? Of course. I totally expect this to be 5 stars for me, and I actually don't have the physical copy with me. My boyfriend currently has it, so I can't like hold up the physical book, and plus the thing is like a freaking brick, so that would be exhausting. A picture is pretty easy for me to do right now. So I love adult fantasy, especially dark adult fantasy, like that grim gore kind of super anti-hero dark fantasy element that adult can do that YA normally fails at. And I just had to mention The Name of the Wind in this video because my expectations for it are really high. Like, they are way up there. Like, I can't even see them anymore. This book is a classic. It is basically on the level of Game of Thrones when it comes to the cult following this book has. It's about a 15-year-old boy who goes to a magical university to learn magic. And the entire story is narrated by this character, and he ends up narrating his whole life story to a passing storyteller who's writing it down, which in turn creates this book. It sounds fascinating. The character is supposedly really witty and clever, and I love my humorous characters. I expect this to be brilliant. I expect me to be obsessing over it after I finish it. I do hope to get to this one by the end of the year. No promises though. The next book I have here that I expect to be 5 stars is Walk on Earth a Stranger by Ray Carson, and my gosh, I had to add this book to this list because I read A Girl of Thorns and Roses a while back.
Holly, you are a freaking idiot. It is A Girl of Fire and Thorns, not A Girl of Thorns and Roses. You have Sarah J. Maas on the mind.
And I freaking loved it. That series is like a bowl of perfection. It is amazing, and I expect nothing less from Ray Carson. She has an amazing ability to write such interesting stories, and also she writes really genuine characters that just pull me from the abyss of reading. And this book is about a girl who can sense gold during the gold rush. Like, basically every girl's dream. I want to freaking sense gold, like, life goal here. Now, I'm not a huge fan of American history, but I still think this scenario sounds really cool to read about, and I know I'm going to be incredibly interested in it, and I am going to eat this up for sure. Ray Carson, you my girl, you're not gonna let me down. So the next book I expect to give 5 stars to is A Forest of a Thousand Lanterns by Julie C. Dowell. Now this is an East Asian imagining of the evil queen, and I totally expect to love this book because of one word that circulates around this story, and that is the word journey. And no, not the 70s rock band. But when the characters travel throughout the book to like different kingdoms and locations and different continents, I find that element so fun and fascinating, and apparently this book has a ton of that. And I've heard that the locations in this book are very vivid and descriptive and rich. I think that was one of my flaws reading the Throne of Glass series, is that in Throne of Glass there is so much lore and so much of a big world map, but we really don't see a whole lot of that. Our characters really stay in one place a lot of the times. That was my only flaw with that series. I love that series, don't get me wrong, but I need my like traveling books, and hopefully this is that gem that I've been looking for. So the final book that I have here that I hope to love and squeeze forever is Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Eames. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but this is an epic adult fantasy that I actually haven't hauled yet. You'll see this again and hear a lot more about it in my April book haul, but I absolutely had to put it on this list because I am so incredibly excited to delve into it. So in this book we follow a group of men who used to be in like this kind of warrior clan together, and now that they're old and fat, they're living at home, they have wives and they have children, and all of a sudden one of the men shows up at one of the other men's houses and something is amiss. So they have to band together once again, even though they are pretty old and fat now. Like, this sounds really, really funny, but again, it's a epic adult fantasy, so I expect it to be really dark and kind of have that grim gore element to it that I absolutely love. I expect a lot of brutality, but I also expect a lot of banter, which is going to be amazing and probably hilarious, and I'm so ready for it. So yeah, also the spines. The second book comes out really soon, actually, if it's not out already. I don't think it is, but the spine like is like this but blue, and they just make your shelves look so darn pretty. And yeah, I totally expect this to be 5 stars. So that is it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me down below some books that you predict to be your 5-star reads, or if you have read any of these, tell me your thoughts. Hopefully they are some good ones. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe, and also don't forget to hit the bell that is beside my name so that you get notified for when I post new videos. Since YouTube seems to be pretty grouchy lately when it comes to subscription feeds and videos, they seem to not be meshing well lately, so make sure you don't miss a video from me. So after that long outro, until we meet again, happy reading.